All right, guys, and we're live. So once again, welcome to another IYG Podversations episode 2. This is Ash, your host from Magic Goddess. I am here with quite a foray of different people. We'll be talking about various Vanguard-related topics, and we might even get into some of the new anime season and some other geeky-related things there. So starting off, we have Mercenary King. Go ahead and.
Howdy. Ben Wheeler.
Okay, so the Mercenary King. We have Dustin.
Yo, what's up?
You want to talk about your Vanguard experience or anything like that real quick to introduce everybody?
Yeah, I've been playing for a month, and I'm running a deck called Royal Mess. It's one Royal Stickle deck, starter deck, and two one I got is against Jacob Hansen.
Okay, so a fairly new player, new to the game. You haven't really known the old meta, which could be good or bad to you. Not really as biased in that aspect. That's pretty nifty. And then we have Kitty.
Hi.
You want to introduce yourself, a little bit about your history of the game?
Well, my name's Jacob. I go by Kitty, and I've been playing Vanguard off and on for about 2-3 years now, since set 4.
Okay, so fairly veteran player around these parts. And is McCandless going to be joining us or just listening in this time?
Looks like just listen in. It's Mike.
Well, if you get your mic working, you're around there. Then we have Makuto on here with us.
Hey guys, you'll see me as Shade today. That's about it.
Yeah, Makuto's with on Shade's and mic thing there. We really couldn't get his working quite well. Looks like Blackstar's away from his seat. You want to say anything, Blackstar?
Yeah, I'm Blackstar. I've been playing Vanguard since like set 1, but I mean everybody knows that. Yeah, I've jumped into the new meta, so here to talk about some Vanguard. But yeah, I'm Blackstar, guys. I'm John, whatever.
Okay, it's Blackstar, and then we have last but not least, Solo.
Hey there, friends. Been playing Vanguard since 2-3 years.
December 2013.
Yeah.
Alright, 12.
Yep. So, here to talk about some Vanguards and have fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes they're really salty, but yeah.
So, moving
Dude,
to our
I can't
first,
buy my starter.
okay, moving to our first topic. We just recently had a pre-release for the Cosmic Roar G booster, which is the first extra booster for the new G format with the strides. Mainly focuses on Dimension Police. Did anyone here participate in that pre-release or anything of that matter?
I picked up
Pre-release was
one.
like stupid though. Like there was no play with it. But I pulled the stride Hawk, I think. Or
Falcon.
something like that. He was Falcon, the double R.
Yeah.
A good one.
Yeah, I pulled him.
Wait, why did you buy that if you weren't? You're not a
I was
Dimension.
bored.
Did it for funds.
Yeah, to open packs for lols, and then maybe sell the card for more profit.
Yeah, I found that the set is pretty niche. Dustin, you have anything to say about the pre-release?
Nah, not really. I'm probably gonna buy me a box when it comes next paycheck.
Oh, okay. So, Mercenary King or Kitty have any input on the pre-release that just happened?
I will be, not the pre-release so much. I saw that Amber's Squibbles did well with their pulls. But other than that, I'll be getting my own boxes later. Try and build a bunch of decks. I know I want to build the Enigma deck, which is more about soul control, as well as a decent amount of just sort of interesting tricks with the Enigmas, as well as what's out there. It's definitely going to be a challenge I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm not a big Dimension Police player myself. I did buy a lot of pre-release, which those who check out the channel, there's videos of my pulls. Pull fairly well, I believe. So there's that they can check out. And
Still put them away.
I mean, overall, the pre-release wasn't too spectacular from what I've heard and seen. It's not exactly the most popular clan. It's kind of crazy how Dimension Police gets an extra booster over some other clans, but I mean, whatever Bushiroad wants to do with that. And really, the playmat wasn't. I think it's like the Earth or Falcon on the playmat.
Earth, yeah.
That was awful.
Yeah,
That was okay.
Will extra booster.
I meant Dire for the card. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think the mat was pretty cool. Well, I don't like the design in general, but
I don't like any of the Vanguard mats.
Well, it's looking at the mat. It's not so much that the card is cool. It's that the colors work for it. It's like looking at one of those old posters of like a giant robot coming down, and all like the colors are kind of neon and whatnot.
Yeah.
Sort of has this nice '80s feel, but in a good way.
That's what I mean. I mean, it looks cool, just when you actually have it, it's just kind of eh.
I don't know. It goes into the collection.
I found that ever since the G sets have come out, the play mats, I don't think they look as nice anymore. Not really. Any opinions on that?
You mean with that extra space, like the red zone?
Yeah, they got that nice, well, not really nice, but that really ugly-looking E-zone area. Just does not make them that.
Well, personally, with the mats, I miss the actual rear guard circles. Like, I was trying to use a guy the other day, and I don't have any of the old maps with the circles. So I couldn't explain to him where these rear guard circles were.
Yeah. I think they're moving away from that because a lot of people just like that on the mat. They can use it for different types of games. Like it's more like the general gaming mat.
Yeah, but they're too small. I mean, it's hard for me to even play like Vice on it.
Hey, actually, what's weird is the sneak preview mat was supposed to be X-Tiger, I believe.
It would have been a little better.
Let me see if I can screen.
No, X-Tiger would probably be the case mat. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, there's a picture.
So I think Grand Gallop should get something.
So there's a picture of it. Like it was supposed to be that. The promo stayed the same. This promo stayed the same.
So much cooler. I would have actually wanted that.
Well, I don't think we're going to be getting a case mat, because they don't really do that for extra boosters. But hey, it's the G set, so that might change. So X-Tiger, I think, would have been a better mat, maybe. So, but how we got wasn't. It's not quite there.
Yeah.
So overall, fairly disappointing. I don't think the pre-release sold well at all across the nation in general.
Well, based off what I saw, like the day before pre-release, there was no money in the set to be made whatsoever.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of money in this. I've tried to sell some stuff, fairly average sales, and there's just not as much popularity in the clan.
I mean, I'm looking for stuff, but
How much
like
is
Matt
Grand Gallop?
doesn't have singles for some reason. He's not picking up the box, the case, or whatever.
Grand Gallop is probably the most expensive card in the set.
Yeah.
What's he worth that?
Last I checked, he was like 20-something, 30, but he might have went down or up since then. And let's see here. I can pull it up. And I'll screen share that. So this is actually the pre-release Met that we got. As you can see, it's alright.
That's alright. I think if it wasn't for the, wait, can we draw on this? Draw.
Wait, what did you say?
Draw? There we go. Draw.
We can't see it unless you screen share.
Oh. Well, I think the, the damage zone
Uh-huh.
and the drop zone really sell it for me. If it wasn't for that, it'd just be kind of generic, Also, it's got, like, Dimension Police across the top. It could be worse, but it's not as good as it could be.
Yeah. Overall, it's a fairly generic-looking map. And the pre-release in general wasn't very exciting. I suspect the next pre-release is going to be a lot better. So we'll just kind of move on a bit from the pre-release. We have the actual sets coming out today, technically, and I heard a few of you guys are planning to buy boxes. Any other big plans today? Anything excited? Cards that you're really excited about, other than what you've already mentioned? Anything about the Aquaforce deck?
Ooh, now that one I'm going to be building. I've decided to try out Enigman. Not Enigman, I'm sorry, Savas with Revon, and just see how that works. I don't expect it to do very well, but I would just want to see how it works, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing, too. I was planning on buying a Nova Grapplers, probably, too.
Stay away from Nova Grapplers, they're mine.
No, they're not. Nova Grapplers are yours.
No.
I'm the one and only player who gets to play it.
Uh-huh.
I was the first.
You have no justice.
I've been playing Novas for forever.
I was playing with Nova Grapplers that Matt build, and
Probably why you lost.
No, I won.
Probably why.
I like it. I like the build.
Which one did you play?
It was a Wu Taizo, two of them, two different ones. I forgot which one it was called.
Probably Immortal.
Probably.
I wonder how Blau would do right now in the meta.
He's still expensive. So I would assume okay.
Like Galaxy Blau and all that. I don't know if they would do well.
Well, it helps that it's all Eureka focused.
You'd probably need to run on. Is there a Nova Grappler Unlimiter? I think Unlimiters.
Yes.
I don't think there is yet.
Yeah, there is.
It could be.
Then I would actually be very terrified of Blouse right now.
Yeah.
Look at that 8
You can break ride whenever you
one
want.
turn.
Actually, I think cross ride's always been better, partly because of how the rear guards interact. You have to attack rear guards for it to work properly for the first round if you do the non-Blackluger. So it just doesn't work as nicely.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the decks gained a lot of relevancy thanks to the Unlimiters, whatever they're called.
Yep.
Unlimiters. Yeah, so it might actually be a pretty potent deck if you do that. And of course, there's Stride. Any deck pretty much is potent. So moving on, it seems like we got some excitement here for the Aquaforce trial decks. Certainly the Aquaforce are going to be a force to be reckoned with the whole new, what's the new keyword they get?
Resist.
Yeah, resist, which will allow them to not get targeted by Kagero and whatnot easily, which will really help them out, because I think that's what was really keeping them from being really playable, because too many people play the Dragon Empire.
Well, it's not restrictive to Aqua. It's like in the set 2 that's coming out, there's a Great Nature card that has the resist feature.
Now, does that save itself from its own effects?
I think the ruling was that it cannot be targeted by effects from your opponent's cards. So it doesn't save you from your own, like, it doesn't save Great Nature from its own killing.
Well, Great Nature has always had resist from the C stamp, not C stamp otter.
But the effect's not the C stamp otter. The C stamp otter kills itself and then it comes back, from what I understand.
No. Hold on.
Whereas resist, like if I were to force you to retire a unit, all you have is the resist. Then you're pretty much safe since you can't pick the resist card.
Hold on. Okay, you're right.
What does it say, Mercenary Kid? Mercenary Kid? What's the official wording for resist?
The wording for resist is this unit cannot be chosen by an effect from one of your opponent's cards.
Oh, that's good.
Hold on.
So that'll certainly
By
help.
an effect from one of your opponent's cards. No, hold on. There's a Gear Chronicle and the Link Joker as well. Which isn't that effect. Oh wait, no, lock affects the rearguard circle, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like we got Aqua Force, Gear Chronicle, Great Nature, and Link Joker with support using it.
Yeah.
It'll be good against Blasto with his gun blessed.
Yeah, I could
So
see
based
that.
off the otter skill, it can be picked for the skill for like a retiring skill.
Yes.
The resist can't.
Right.
Okay, so that's the only real difference.
Yeah. But it still basically has resist.
Yeah, so otter has resist, but there was a card that Brandon was exampling for why resist was kind of bad too. I think it's the Legend deck stride that your opponent chooses 2 rear guards and retires them, or you can't guard or something like that.
No, you
if
have
you
to
only have
choose
resist, you can't guard. Period. That's it.
No, it's your opponent has to choose 2 and retire them. If he does so, he can guard. You kind of got it backwards. It's not that he forces me, he says, I want to kill that one and I want to kill that one. He says, okay, you choose 2 to die.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like the one effect on the what card is that? Witches, right? Where you have to replace it with zeros, right? So, but
Yeah,
you're destroying it
basically the same
instead.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so resist looks like it's a nifty thing. In Japan, actually, there's only 2 cards with resist out, as far as I know. But that's actually helped propel, along with Maelstrom support and whatnot, propel Aquaforce to be a top tier deck in the Japanese format, at least.
Yeah, I'll be sticking with Novas.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, looks like there's some excitement for that. Looking over the horizon, we got I think was it next month, we got the Set 2 coming out.
Yeah.
Set 2, which we've already kind of delved in a little bit already. We'll probably talk more about it as we get closer to the release date. So after that, though, I believe it's the Fighters Collection 2015. The Fighters Collection 2015 this time around looks to almost entirely consist of grade 4s. There's one grade 1 light Cray Elemental, but everything else looks like a grade 4. We got a lot of support for old decks. What's our general consensus of it? What things we're excited about?
Personally, I like the set. I mean, there's some cards I would probably change, but overall, I like it.
Yeah.
It brings back old stuff that people don't really find competitive anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of like Leopold. I think some of us were messing with Nick Vahey because, like,
I've
Good
actually
stuff, man.
seen, yeah, I saw like 2 people trying to buy a bunch of Leopolds lately. Like,
And then I think
I don't, yeah.
they showed Cookidus, and I personally went up and bought like 3 or 4 of them because Cookidus is cool.
Yeah, it looks like every clan, so to say, has at least 2 support grade 4s. One is for a more specific, generally older, card that's been out already, and then the other one is a more general one that either supports the clan as a whole or an archetype in the clan. And then, excluding the Great Elementals, of course, which you have some pretty nifty cards in there.
Oh, now that I'm looking at it, Battle Deity Azura Kaiser. Oh man, I'm really excited for that.
Oh yeah,
That looks amazing. Wow.
it does.
Yeah.
Tell us what it does, Blackstar.
So basically, I mean, everybody knows like what you need to do to stride. Activate or act for turn. Choose a grade 3 from your drop zone and put it on top of your deck. Shuffle your deck, and until the end of the turn, this unit gets. When this unit drive check reveals a grade 3 card, which obviously, I mean, that refers back to old school Novas. Ben, I'm sure you remember that, where you probably play like 7 to 8 Novas. That's what I ran. I ran a really high count of Novas, and upon getting a grade 3, you get to stand 4 rear guards. So I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's gonna be killer.
But that brings it back. Like that's how I used to play Novas. Just
I
restand.
mean, Nova's used.
getting
Yeah.
wrecked.
Nova used to be one of the heaviest, grade 3 focuses in the game.
Yep. It was also underrated by a lot of people. Like a lot of people didn't really see Nova as being that strong back then, in my opinion.
And it honestly wasn't, unless you got like a Sir
Really?
Immortal or, I'm not Sir Immortal, or Mr. Invincible. You oftentimes had a lot of trouble with it.
But when Azura Kaiser came out, and or whenever that was out, it was still good. Just not Mr. Invincible. Oh wait, yeah, it was Mr. Invincible. I mean, his effect was definitely more doable back then
Oh
than
yeah.
it was now. Like you would never do that effect anymore. Well,
His ability is on hit.
It's on play, I believe.
Mega Blast? No, it's on hit. Mega Blast. If this unit hits, whether rearguard or vanguard, you may restand everything.
Okay.
It's nice.
Okay, so Blackstar is really excited about the Azura Kaiser. Wasn't the second one revealed as well? That's
No.
That's actually a pretty cool one.
Meteor Kaiser.
Restand something, give it plus 2k, and choose something on your opponent's side that has equal to or less than power, and kill it.
Wait, I
Which
don't
would
think
Nova
it lets you
grapplers.
restand anything. I think it's when you restand something you pay for the cost.
Could be.
Makes it
I mean,
more.
either way, that's super easy to do. So it's barely a restriction.
Yeah, it makes it more generic. So, Dustin, is there a card that you're really excited about in 2015 Fighters Collection?
Yeah, the Royal Paladin Stride.
Is it the Mithril Ezel?
No.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about the
Soul Saber. Oh, I thought he said Gold Paladin for a second.
No, I don't want Goats. I want Royals.
Okay, so it looks like the effect is Power Blast 1. Choose a face down card named Holy Dragon Religious Soul Saber. From G-Zone, turn it face up. When this unit is placed in Vanguard, if you have a heart with Blaster in its name, pay the cost. These are 3 cards, they get plus 5k, so there's a Soul Saber effect. Then if the number of cards in your Soul Blaster is 2 or more, it gets a crit. So, kind of looks like a Soul Saber Dragon on steroids.
A little bit. A little bit.
Any opinions on how this would affect the meta, Mercenary King, Kitty, or anyone else who wants to chime in?
I don't think it'll affect them. It makes MLB more relevant, sure. Maybe that would affect places like Kansas City where there's still a few adherents to the old MLB. Which, besides that, MLB had some of the best deck in the game. Like, even Dote didn't have the deck to match MLB. Whole deck working as a single unit. Now, keep in mind, Docs does nowadays, but it's still not the same as it. Like, back in the day, when we say that there weren't as many options, it's not just saying, oh, we didn't have as many cards. I mean, oftentimes you would just have the ace and a bunch of generic stuff supporting it. And then you just have to sort of make do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I played MLB for a while. It was a pretty tight deck.
No, that deck's OP as shit when it was in meta. I didn't agree with anybody who played that. It's like playing Cags right now. Like, no.
It beat Dote, I think, and
Yeah.
what beat it was what was it? The Shadow? What was the Shadow one?
Well,
Something.
Maybe,
so if you remember back in regionals that year that MLB was really popular, do you remember what I played all day? And when I finally lost to it twice, but I played MLB all day. I legitimately played every round of MLB. Like, it was retarded. Novas beat it on a pretty frequent basis. I mean, in games out of one, I guess, frequently, but I don't know.
and it also helps that we got some stuff before, Japan did to compare. So it's like we had more counters to it than when they came out. You see, when MLB and Do came out in Japan, it was kind of like, the world was ending or whatever. It's stupid because it's like, all this is changing. Because it's cross, right? It's a 13k defense. Most columns back in the day didn't hit, 13k or anything. You didn't have 12k attackers until Masquerade and what's his name? K.
Yeah, it's. I think the deck's only gotten better since it was kind of outdated for a while, but with the strides, I believe, MLB becomes a force to be reckoned with still because 12k matters in a sense.
Yeah.
Is MLB playable still or no?
You can play anything you want.
Mentor, stop. Don't troll the viewers.
It's actually very playable if you can run.
Is there any strides you can run with it?
Yes.
Okay.
What is it? What is the starter deck stride? What does it do?
The blade,
Yeah,
Goblet?
Garblade.
Gab blade, whatever it's called. I just call it Gay blade.
Beyblade, let it rip.
What does it do? I don't own the
Yeah.
card.
Baby!
On hit, shorts up a grade 2, vaults to a rear guard. That doesn't. It can be
Yeah,
open or
it does.
occupied.
That's all it does. It brings up grade 2 from the deck.
Yeah, that's good. Really though, frankly, anything that powers up is good with it too. I mean, you can run Saint Blow Dragon with MOB. You wouldn't run Regalia. Godblade is really good.
I think,
I know there's another one that people want. What is it? Saint Blow or something?
mhm. What the new one is Samuel from set 2? Two.
Samuel.
Samael or Samuel or something like that?
That looks,
Samuel. Oh yeah, it's a damage.
and it doesn't. Oh, it has to be 4 unless. Okay, yeah, it lets you get into 5 with it, or whatever.
Like the drag ruler.
Actually, I'm not quite sure the answer myself, but if you stride over MLB, do you get to keep MLB's crits or no?
No.
Why would you use it?
Okay. So you get the power, but not the crits.
So basically what I understand is you get the physical text on the card from the name down. So it's name,
So
it's
it would.
clan, and it's base power.
This is worse.
It would be 25k
Yeah, this is right.
plus booster, of course.
Yeah. So overall, MLB is still kind of a relevant deck. I know it did well in a few major tournaments in Japan within the past couple months. As you know, while this meta has been active, I wouldn't really consider it top tier though, because I think the Thing Saber, whatever deck that goes with that right now, is probably better.
Sing Saber Ultima.
I don't think it's Ultima. I think it's just Thing Saber. It's mainly just that's the main group. Three. Just because you can stack Thing Sabers.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Thing
personally
Saber,
think
whatever
that
your
Sing Saber
buddy is.
X15, Alpha 15 is a better combo, but
Okay, so we've gone through Blackstar, Dustin, Mercenary King. Which is your most looked at? What's your most anticipated card in this set coming up? Anything?
who are you talking to?
You.
Oh, could you repeat the question?
What's your most anticipated card from this 2015 Prime Selection?
Definitely the Mega Colonies Triple Rare Stride.
Let us know what it does.
Sure thing. If I recall correctly, it is when you stride Counterblast 1, you may stun a unit. Now that's not too bad, just by itself. I expected something like that already. But then the second ability is if you have 4 or more machining cards, you can stun the Vanguard. So it works really well. Machining is Mega Colony basically. I run like the Legion doesn't need it so much, but you can combo it up with things like Warsicle, or even just the Break Ride by itself. Since this doesn't require a machining, it does require a machining heart.
Yeah.
But okay, so it's a bit of a complex wording. If you don't have a machining heart, you can still choose one of your opponent's. You choose your opponent's Vanguard, so long as you have 4 machining, and it cannot stand. But you cannot sap, stun, rearguard. It's pretty crazy.
I hate Mega Colonies. They're just,
What is the
they're just
Mercenary King?
insane.
Mercenary King, what does the term hard card mean? If you could explain that to me.
Oh, sure. It's the card you directly stride over.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
I actually like the lore quite a bit. Mega Colony refused to accept the Gear Chronicle tech that everyone else is using to stride, and instead just stole it. Because, I mean, they were handing it out to free to everybody, you know what I mean? They stole it. And then they copied it. And then they summoned some people from the future without telling them. And people wondered, like, hey, wait, you know, isn't this dangerous? What if they don't do it? And they're like, no, don't worry, we put chips in everyone. Well, what if you don't use chips in the future? We'll not worry about that till it happens. And it's like, oh, yeah. Workplace safety.
Yeah, look, the Mega Colony Stride does look kind of OP. I think get all the units out anyway. And of course it's a once per turn stride, which one of those new restrictions they seem to be adding with that set. I don't think it's appeared in set GB2 or GBT2, but so it should be the first set with that type of thing going on. Overall, pretty interesting. Anyone? Well, next let's go to Kitty. What's your most anticipated card for this set?
It's a bit hard. I like a lot of them, but right now I'm looking at Omega Loop Glendio.
Okay, let us know what it does.
Once per turn, Counterblast 2. If Glendios is your heart, for every R reverse unit you have on the field, take the top card of your opponent's deck and replace one of their units with it locked. And if your damage is 5 or more, it's a Mega Lock. I mean, that's on flip at the end of your opponent's turn.
So, in essence, does it win you the game if you end the turn and then next turn you
Yeah, pretty much. Unless they have one of those cards that unlock your field, you're pretty much guaranteed the game. So,
I talked to some people, a person who proxied it, and he was wrecking pace. Like the deck is super focused, and it really frees up some of the weaknesses of Glendios. In that it's not just about playing or discarding; it's about them simply being there.
Yeah.
Now I don't think, like when Glendios came out, I thought it'd be a small little, they're playing Glendios, but like every time I played Glendios, it wasn't that bad to play against as long as I didn't have a full field, right? Even with that one card that added the extra block card.
Cold
Breath
Death,
or whatever.
Yeah, Cold Death.
But I think the problem with the Glendios is that you need to pay every turn to lock. But this card, giving you 55 damage, which at that point you're pretty close to being screwed. Especially in this meta, where you pretty much can guard early game.
I mean, you can.
I mean, you can, but then it kind of goes back to the limit break, where you're taking 4 damage quickly, and then you're guarding the rest of the game.
Yeah, I can see that. Overall, I never thought that Glendios decks really ran that smoothly, at least in my testing of it. I mean, people have had various mixed success, and is considered a top tier deck in a sense. So it's not as if it's a bad deck or anything. In general, I can see where, since it's basically going to win you the game, it seems pretty deadly in that sense.
Yeah.
But I also don't believe that Glendios is that popular of a really that popular of a deck anyway. But hopefully this rises the price of Glendios up a little bit. A recurring problem we have in Vanguard is the basically the free fall of pricing of the cards. So hopefully we can get some of the value back from the older cards.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Kitty, what is your most anticipated card from this set? Oh wait, I think it said you were Glendios, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, way to pay attention.
Okay, so let's go to Makuto. What's your most anticipated card so far from this set?
Now, the card I'm looking forward to actually hasn't been released yet, but I guess we'll just go with the Bermuda Legion, or not Legion, but Stride. The Prism duo. What's it call it?
Nectaria.
Yeah. I guess you want to know what it does. When you hit, you can bring up a card from the field. If you have a Prism Heart, then you can. Wait, I said Prism. Yeah, if you have a Prism Heart, you can play another card from your hand, and it gets +5. If you have a Dual Heart, you can pick up. You can find another copy of that card you picked up from the deck. So, I don't know, not as great as I would like, but if you play Prisms or Duos, then it should be a good card. Hopefully, the card that hasn't been released yet is like a generic card, or something you can use with Pacifica, which I would really like.
Yeah, it's a fairly interesting card. What are your other guys' thoughts on that card?
It's solid.
I mean, I like it. Kind of multi-purpose. Like you could technically run it in both decks. No, you could actually run it in both decks.
Yeah.
But there, you can't make a deck where you get a use out of both effects, though. So
Yeah, it's more of a one or the other. And it is on hit, so and you're not really going to be hitting that much, so they can just throw a perfect shield down and you don't get any effect off. People are saying, "Oh, it's balanced because there's no counterblast," but it's on hit, so it's easy to block.
I'm not sure what people run in other Bermuda decks, but I run 12 crit, and generally they don't want me to hit anyway, because 3 checks I'd probably get 1 crit.
Yeah, I mean, all you're going to get is 3 drive checks because they're just going to block it.
I will point out though, since no one brought it up, that Nectaria looks pretty nice. She's a cute card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I'm
Why don't
saying.
you screen share it?
Yeah. Let me screen share that shit.
Only reason why people want Bermudas are because they're hot as fuck.
Some are. Some are just cute to look at because they're not of age.
People are up there.
Yep. Well, it's on here right now. If you guys can see. Prism Duo Nectaria in all her young glory.
Looks older than a couple other Bermuda cards.
Yeah.
No, going back to your whole thing with Bermuda, Bermuda was actually, I believe, it was first made as a set to get more people, or more girls, specifically in Japan, over into Vanguard, because they had tested Bermuda with the second set. A lot of girls found it popular, and it gained kind of a following with the little girls. Obviously, there are more traditional gender roles over there in Japan, and more of the females really do like Bermuda. We have a lot of male players for it too, I'm sure. But really, when you get the girl players involved, they mainly play the Bermuda, the Think Tank, and the Genesis Clan, so Angel Feather as well.
Yeah.
So, Dustin, any opinions on that card? Not necessarily the art, but the effects.
Who?
You, any opinions on the Nectaria?
No. I won't be wanting Bermudas because they're not my type. I'm more of a physical attacker. I just like to keep on pounding. Just keep on trying to knock them out.
Yeah, so you're a brute force player. We respect that. So, moving on, Solo, what is your most anticipated card from this deck?
Let's see here. I used to play a lot like Dustin. I like to hit hard, and hopefully it goes through without a perfect shield.
And sec triggers.
Yeah. So
I
used to play Narukami a lot because it fit my playstyle. But now since I'm transitioning over to Gear Chronicle, the one card that I really am looking forward to see, I'm screen sharing it right now. Gear Chronicles Interdimensional Dragon Epic Maker Dragon. And it sounds kind of redundant with all the dragons. I think Bushy Road has a real hard on for dragons. But this is the card I'm looking forward to, and I expect to use this in my deck when it finally comes out.
It looks beautiful.
What does it do?
Well, let's see. Here, you do your usual stride. When attack hits, goes through a Vanguard, you can choose one of your guards, bind it face up, and if you do that, you can search your deck for one grade 3, and then call it to a rear circle, shuffle your deck, and at the end of your turn, put that unit to the bottom. And if you put that card on the bottom, then you can choose a card bound with this effect from your bind zone and call it to rear guard. So, or call it to rear circle. So, it has a lot of calling, summoning capabilities, and useful for when you attack your sides first, I guess. And then you just replace them and smack them again. with your newly summoned rears.
There's a grade 3 that combos up well with him.
Oh, does it? Which one would that be?
Dimensional Ejector Colossus. He has a choose one of your grade 0. Let me just share. Hold on. There he is. He's not really on rear guards, but he has a similar ability, so you can combo it up pretty well. Choose a grade 0 rear guard, put it at the bottom of the deck. Choose for a grade 3, call it to rear guard circle, shuffle deck, plus 5k. And then if it's placed on Vanguard, rear guard, counter +1, soul +1. Choose a grade 1 or less, put it in the bottom of the deck. That's usual, that second ability. A lot of, I think there's a grade, just, maybe some of the Colossus, I don't know. But there was a one that could summon up rear guards, Vanguard, that I was looking at, and maybe I was mistaken because it's Legion. Sort of. I mean, he would work in a sense that you could get multiple attacks off that are 21k boost if you have an AK booster. What was I looking at? I don't know. I must have been mistaken.
Maybe you're just delusional.
I was probably delusional, but I still stand with my original statement. I think this would be a perfect heart for it because it does have a complementary ability, as well as stuff you can choose to sort of get a Colossus deck going. I guess you'd win a lot, so we'd be in the shadow of the Colossus.
Har har har.
What program are you using? Maybe I can go in that way.
Currently, I think Ash of Imaginary Goddess has some technical issues going on, so he should be coming back shortly. There he is.
Oh, well, sorry guys, got some technical difficulties. Go ahead and, sorry, continue with what you were saying there, so.
No, none. Just explaining your dismissal, that's all.
Oh, I meant about the card, your most anticipated card.
Yeah, I guess I already said, Interdimensional Dragon, Epic Maker Dragon. He looks pretty nice, aesthetically speaking. He's wielding twin swords. Apparently from reading the lore, he uses those swords to rip through the space-time continuum and travel through different time periods. I think that's cute.
That's sick, dude. Not cute, sick.
There's like little sparkles that come out of his face every single time he cuts through a dimension.
Yes, and as he passes through each time period, he just like sparkles with glitter.
Yeah.
Oh.
So pretty sure that that is for Epoch Maker for one. So you were pronouncing it wrong, I think.
Oh, am I? Sorry.
What did you
Epoch.
say?
Epoch Maker, right?
Yeah, it's Epoch.
Okay.
So just to recap over the skills, since I'm not sure when this cut out. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose a rear guard, bind it face up. If you do, search your deck for a grade 3 card, up to one grade 3 card. Call it to rear guard circle, shuffle your deck, and at the end of turn, put the unit with this effect on the bottom of your deck. If the card you put in the bottom of your deck this way, choose a card bound with this effect from your bind zone and call it to rear guard circle. So it's, I guess, gives you another attack essentially from the future.
From the future.
Okay, so going.
He disappeared again. Well, here's what we'll do. There's a couple more cards I think we should go over. They did release 2 Prey Elemental cards that are pretty great, actually. Especially since we are talking about Stride revitalizing the older aces like Garmor, Ezel. I don't mean new Ezels, but the old Ezel, Casitas even. One that sort of handles it for anything that doesn't really have a Stride based around it, because I don't think they're going to make a Giraffa Stride anytime soon. Or a Blau either, like original Blau. Is Rain Elemental Madu. Madu? I don't know. Stupid. Anyway, usual stride. And then when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, if you have a hard card with power 10k or less, choose a grade 3 in the drop zone, put it into your hand. This cards of all clans and relations being Grey Elemental. Let's see here. Dustin, if you had in the stride meta one card to put under as a heart card, what would it be? You know that you're
Well, I want
Ultimile.
Ultimile.
No,
my
it has to be
main grade 3.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be him because I can bring out two cards from my hand and give them 5,000 power boost to any real guard I have. So
yeah, I get you. So you're not really interested in this card and its effects, and that's all right.
yeah.
Jacob, has there ever been one card you say, man, I wish I could play this competitively in a tournament?
Yes. Bladewing Ragey.
Damn. I almost forgot about that guy bastard.
I've been trying to get a
What does
hold
he
of this
do,
guy
Chicken?
for like 2 months now because I wanted to build a deck for him. Because I thought, hey, Stride would probably be good for a 10k attacker.
True enough. Let's see, Bladewing Reggie. What does he do? He gets crits, right?
He gets,
For
if you have
having
15
15
cards in the
cards
soul, he gains 2 crits. So he's a 3-hit crit attacker.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Okay,
if you're
looks like I'm back. What topics did you guys move on to?
reposition that fast,
We're talking about Madu and revitalized aces.
much they
Yeah, so I'm not sure what they recorded of that. Madu, which I'm sure you've covered, but just kind of recap a little bit. It's the new Prey Elemental Grade 4 from Fighters Collection. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, if you have a heart with 10k or less original power, you can choose a grade 3 from drop zone and put it to your hand. So it really revitalizes a lot of 10k decks, makes some 10k decks stronger. I imagine like Scarlet Witch Coco will be slightly better, or maybe anything with anything like a Persona Blast of itself. In general, it makes any 10k deck stronger. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So
Well, what we had here is Jacob was saying how he'd like to see Bladewing Reggie revived. Dustin's not really interested in that. Jason, you have an opinion?
Of that card in question? Not really. It's out of my
Just
realm
like
of
something you'd like to see.
out of my realm of playstyle.
I got you.
okay, so
I don't really.
Mhm.
No, I don't really have an opinion either. I got a lot of cards that I would run with it. It would be with like I keep a collection of like universal cards I can run, but this would be added to like a Ildona deck or maybe even a Spectral Duke deck. That'd be funny to see him again. But yeah, don't really have much
Yeah.
else of an opinion.
We all want Spectral Duke.
Yeah, we do. We
Okay,
do.
well,
So I can beat him again.
while I still have a connection, I'll kind of go over my most anticipated card. It was a hard choice, honestly. A lot of different cards in the set that I really like, including Cecilia, freaking the new Lucia looks nice, and so on. And I'm pretty curious to see what the other OTT is. The Tsukiyomi. I'm not really a big Tsukiyomi player, but for Tsukiyomi players, it's really big as well. But my most anticipated card from the set thus far would have to be Shiryuki. So there you
The
go.
Marimo one?
There you go. Beauty of Light Snowfall Shiryuki. It is Murakumo. Yep. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose one of your hearts. Search your deck for up to one card with the same name as that unit. Call it to Rearguard Circle. Shuffle your deck. At the end of that turn, if you have a heart with Shiryuki in its card name, return the unit with this effect to your hand. Choose a card from your hand, discard it. If you do not, put the unit card with this effect on the bottom of your deck. It essentially lets you get copies of her, so you can use her effect when guarding, which is nice. Honestly, I didn't think this card was Hiroyuki was going to get any more support. She was kind of an interesting card when she released. Not exactly totally competitive, but not exactly useless either. And even in this meta, I think that she still has a place with minus. I mean, a one card being in a 20k guard is pretty much almost a quintet wall anyway. If you think that you had like a really bad quintet wall, of course. So definitely more defensive ability there. It's really nice. And of course, Return of Hiroyuki in general. Never really had much success with the deck itself, but hopefully we'll see more support from Murakumo going down. And I guess you would run her with possibly the stride so you can keep shuffling copies of her back into the deck.
Yep.
Anyone have opinions on the card?
I'd like to. Once the noises settle down, there we go. I'd like to go back to Interdimensional Dragon, Epoch Maker Dragon.
Okay.
I was looking up the pronunciation of Epoch, actually, and we are both correct, actually. Epoch is the British pronunciation, and Epic is the US English pronunciation. So we are both right, actually. And I pronounce it Epic because I remember playing Empire Earth on PC way back in the day. And to advance to the new age, they were called Epics. And so that's why I pronounced it Epic Maker Dragon. But that was just me. Nerd moment there. Continue.
Yeah.
Jason, you had me there, and then you said the American pronunciation. We speak the Queen's English here. When we say gray, it is spelled with an E.
And when we say garage, we say garage. Yep. Okay. Continue.
You just said garage.
Okay. Anyone have opinion on the new Hiroyuki card?
I mean, I like it. I just don't know the playability of having to run. I mean, there's not really a Hiroyuki archetype, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not entirely sure about the playability.
Yeah, it's I'm not a big Murakumo player. Said any of you guys big Murakumo players? Maybe give more insight on that or no?
So much for that.
I'm still gonna play Hayaki Vague. Vogue.
Well, okay. Yeah. So in general, I see not a lot of really big things for Hiroyuki, but she's one of my dear cards I really like from I think it was set 9. So really kind of nostalgia there for me as well, and hopefully with some other support, I have moved slightly more toward the non-top 2 decks anyway, so it'll be more fun in that aspect as well. So I mean that covers kind of our little thing with the Fire Sky 15. As we get closer to the set release, we'll certainly delve more into some of the other cards and maybe bring it up as another topic again. So let's move into maybe some professional talk then. Is anybody, what is your guys' thoughts on the top decks right now?
What are the top decks?
Pretty much
Your
what we've
opinion,
always
what's your opinion
been.
on the top decks right now?
Kagero, Royals, Shadows, and now Gears, I think. I think Gears got added to the top.
I wouldn't call it Gears.
What do you think of the top decks right now? And why?
There's the Kagero for Docs and Perdition, Shadow Paladin for PEA, Royals for Thingsaver Alfred for 15, Link Joker. I think the dark horse is Metal Borgs, but not enough people to play it. But whenever it shows up, it hits hard. Yeah, that's my opinion of it. Gear Chronicle, I respect its power. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm playing Gear Chronicle, easy win. But at the same time, it's there's only like 1-2 Gear Chronicle players I decently respect. And it's like, no. Narukami was and I may see a revival for it for GB2, but I'm not holding my breath. I'll be playing GB2 Narukami, but
Yeah, I don't think it's really changed much. It's still pretty much Kagero, Thing Saver, maybe.
Novas for Victor.
I don't know if I say Victor is in top tier deck, but certainly is. Sure has a respectable showing. So, any of your guys' opinions on what would be the upcoming top tier deck with what's revealed so far with FC 2015 or Booster 2?
No.
I mean, I don't really think there'd be much of a change. I mean, that G Set 2 doesn't have that many people. Doesn't seem to be that appealing to some people. I mean, Great Nature and Neo Nectars aren't really that popular of decks, but the Aqua Force would see a lot of play, so.
Yeah.
Along with the Royals.
I mean, Royals, barely. And Gear Chronicles is getting more stuff. Aqua Force is getting, I think, the most benefit along with Narukami because it's not based on any archetype, but it's still a lot of Eradicator stuff in there too. So it's like,
are they getting an Unlimiter or whatever we call it?
They've had one since set 16.
They did?
16? Yeah, I think it was 16.
I think we'll see a bit of an increase in the Narukami, just because the Eradicators are going to be a technical thing again.
Mm-hmm.
And Fighter Collection has a big bang knuckle slide that attacks the whole field.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll see an increase, not like a dramatic increase, but I think Kagero and Royals would probably still keep to the top.
Yeah. I still can't believe that Royals came back. Like, before Sing Saber, they weren't. Those golds. I think here, though, Bluish Flame failed. Came close, but.
I think Bluish Flame is fairly popular here.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
It had pretty alright popularity then, I guess. Yeah, in general, I think Kagero, Royal, Shadow probably pretty much stay in the high tiers. There's not really much you can do to kind of kick them out of that spot.
Yeah, you don't update them and let other things get OP. That's how you do it.
Well, even so, it's not really. It's usually not that simple. Plus, you have so many people invested in those clans that, as a business decision, it would be a pretty dumb move.
Well, I mean, for a while I think for a while Blizzard had more concentrated on gold paladins than royals and shadows. So then, when they came back out with the shadow trial deck and then some royal stuff, I mean, people just swarmed to it, and then Bushiroad saw that as money in their pocket.
Link Joker helped, I think.
Yeah, Link Joker helped too.
Yeah, I think even in Japan the meta hasn't really shifted as much. I know that Alpha Force is a top contender now, but in general you don't really not really as much of a shift in the meta as we really have liked. In a sense, you could say the meta is stale, but hopefully with the Fire Selection 15 giving a lot of new still decks, we can see more shifts in the meta and through different changes in the Vanguard as well. Any guys' opinions on what would be the upcoming professional scene after the Spring Festival? I know that I don't think anyone here is really participating in the Spring Festival, but professional tournament scene for the fall. Any opinions on what it might look like, as far as the way the event will be handled or anything like that?
No.
Nah, I've only been to that one professional regional tournament, so.
Wait, what was the question?
Oh, Blackstar, you're back.
Yeah.
So, what's your opinions on what the professional scene is? At least the way they're going to do the event is held for the fall season, or if they're even going to have a fall regional.
So it's not confirmed if they're having a fall yet?
Well, I'm just asking for your opinion. Of course, it's never confirmed yet.
Right. Are they doing it differently now?
Well, we don't know that. It's more of what do you anticipate they might be doing.
I expect that it'll be basically the same. I feel like it depends where you go for the atmosphere that you get. Like, Chicago, usually a great atmosphere. So, the competitive scene in Chicago is really cool. That's why I like going to Chicago. All the people there are pretty cool. That's great. Atlanta, everybody's a bunch of assholes. So, I don't really care for Atlanta to ever go back there again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the competitive scene is really cool. I think all the players are pretty nice. Most of them. It's the biggest time to get scammed, though. People are looking for, like, the biggest bullshit trades I've ever seen in my life. So, I mean, that's that. Yeah, I like the competitive scene. That's, like, why I play Vanguard. I don't play this game for fun, so I can play it for the competitiveness. But I think everybody knows that.
Yeah. I used to play Pokemon competitively.
If you lose, you don't win. Like, don't you know?
Yeah.
Dummies. God.
Get
What
you.
does losing get you? Not girls, I'll tell you that. I've never had a girl come up to me after I lost a match saying, "Yo, what's up?" Nor have I had one come up when I won a match, but you know, I like to be optimistic.
Yeah.
Hey. We'll fight us. That's it.
Anyways, back to card fight. Yeah, competitive scene's awesome. I love it. Everybody knows I love it. That's why I play. I feel like the tournaments they're getting bigger and bigger every year, so that's awesome too. The chairs are bullshit. That's also a complaint. If you're looking for a comfy seat at a tournament, yeah, you're out of luck. If you're looking to get screwed by grade 1 locks, yep, you came to the right place. I don't know. I think the format's stupid. I mean, I understand like there's a time limit, but it should be 2 out of 3, not best of 1. That's pretty much my only complaint.
Yeah, then it'd take too long, though.
It would, and that's what I'm saying. It should be a 2-day thing. Like, it really should. It would increase market for them, and I mean, it would be a lot more fun to play over a weekend than to play for 6 hours and then go home. It'd be a lot more worthwhile of your time.
Yeah, that's what Pokemon does. They do a weekend tournament for regionals.
Would you rather it be that way,
I did
Vu,
that.
or
That was
no?
cool.
Yeah.
But Vu, would you rather it be that way, where it's like a Friday, Saturday, or a Saturday, Sunday? You get up there, and then you play for the weekend.
It'd be interesting.
I think it would be
Say
better
no.
is to like have one day
One day.
devoted to the
Say no.
like starting early from like for the dang, what's the word before the top 16 or whatever?
Top cut.
Yeah, but just like play up to the top cut. Top cut is the next day. People who stay. People who have to go. So you don't stay there until 12 midnight, which is the perfect time to have the top 2 fight. But it's still midnight, and I'm sure as hell not going driving back to St. Louis and arrive 5 a.m. I don't think Tron could take it.
Yeah.
What you gonna
And
say?
Jacob,
Anyway.
haven't said anything for however long it's been, but I need to teach you how to read a damn map. You heard me.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. You sent me on a wild goose chase that added 2 hours. I was lost in Chicago.
You imply that I've been there before, that I know
You
damn
had
well.
Google Maps.
Yeah. So,
Well, all you do is drive south, and you'll get out.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to take back roads. If there's one back country I hate more than Missouri's, it's Arkansas. But I hate Illinois more than
Hey,
that.
hey, I'm from Arkansas, so shut up.
Ben, you disagree with the
Doesn't
weekend
change any
format, or you
facts.
agree?
With what?
The weekend format. Do you agree or disagree with it?
I think it's a good idea if it's handled right.
Like, okay, basically what I could see happening is that on Saturday, or say it's on Saturday, Sunday, right? Say on Saturday, you start at 12, you play till about 8 o'clock or till around, you know what I'm saying? Then they cut to top 32. Those players stay. That way, and then they can have, like, the Y Schwartz and everything on the second day, so other players have a reason to stay.
Yeah.
Seems logical to me.
Like the only thing is that you might have people who want the top cut in the Way Shores tournament, but then they're being
Sucks for them.
greedy. I know, right? But
Have your
that's the
friend
only
playing it.
potentially problem.
Right, but that's 32 players that have that issue. Sorry, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, I went to the Pokemon tournament, and it was, I think the matches were like an hour and a half. I think that's where the rounds were, because they played 3 games. And I wanted to kill myself after 6 rounds. I was sick of playing Pokemon.
There's people hanging from the rafters.
Because it's just so many matches.
Yeah.
And then you're just waiting. If you get done really fast, you're just waiting. So I think the 1 round is perfect. I know 3 is more fair, but trust me, it sucks.
Oh yeah.
You assume I can get tired of Vanguard.
But I'm a VGC player, so yeah, I only had best of 1 to top cut.
See, and I understand that, but Vanguard as a best of 1 is a terrible game. Like, in my opinion, it's an unfair, like, it's not unfair, but, like, what deck you run definitely depends on if you'll win a match or not. Like, 100%. Like, best of 1s are sketchy. Like, I hate best of 1.
Just don't lose.
Yeah, exactly. If you lose, you don't win.
Fortunately, I think the decks are coming out for not one turn, but like 1 game victories a lot stronger. Like Metal Boards, Docs, Sing Saver. However, they got their flaws, and Sing Saver is kind of overrated compared to other stuff out there.
Yeah.
So, Solo, what do you think of the best of 1 format? Now that we're on the topic.
Are we still? Well, we're on that topic. I would agree with Minner that if I played for 3 matches, each competitor, I would really get tired. It wouldn't just be a battle of Vanguard; it would also be a battle of wits and endurance. So, and even then, I mean, even during when we were in where was it? When we competed in a regional. Let's just say whenever I competed in my last regional, nearing top cut, I've went against people who were just plain tired from staying up all night the night prior, and then they just gave up on me without playing. I was like, all right, thanks for the free win, I guess. So even in 1 matches like that, you'll find people who are tired and shit, and
it's just too much.
You even see people during the regionals sleeping on the ground too. So,
is that a shot at me, huh? Is that a shot at me?
Hey,
Blackstar stayed up 24 hours and he fell asleep at regionals. He don't care. That's right.
Hey, that carpet looks pretty comfortable.
I actually got a really good sleep. I'm actually not playing. Like, I actually really did sleep good.
Those chairs were a little bit off. I'll agree with that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I had a great time. Not playing the game, sleeping. But
Yeah.
dude, I lost to mermaids. I was pissed.
Because they're
No
awesome.
offense, Minter. Yo, shut up, man. For anybody going to, I don't know, when are you gonna upload this podcast, dude?
It uploads instantly as it.
Yeah, it's live.
So for anybody going to ASTL tomorrow, me and Minter are gonna be walking around holding hands together. So if you see Blackstar or him, just come on up to us. Don't be shy.
Ask for an autograph, maybe.
Or two. I'll sign for Solo since he won't be there. Don't worry. He'll confirm.
Sign my boobs, please.
No, nobody's gonna be doing that.
Hey, I'll do it.
He's got dreams.
got dreams.
The last trick. Oh, it's still cracking up. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta stop thinking about that.
I heard there's gonna be tournaments out of the ass there for Vanguard and all of that.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of tournaments. There's gonna be pod tournaments.
Yeah, actually, if any of you guys win one of those mats, I'll buy or trade off for it.
$50.
And I'll just eBay it for $20 at that point.
Wait, what do you win? What do you get if you win?
Huh? You can win a play mat just by like winning a match or some shit.
Oh, I'm just gonna tell Matt. I'll give him $10. Never mind.
No, he won't do that.
I know he won't.
No, Matt won't do that.
I
It's
tried.
easy to
Matt's
get on
I've
that.
tried like every single time I pre-release. I'm like, yo, Matt, I'll buy it off you, and he's like, no, go away, Blackstar. I'm just like, damn it. I've only won a playmat once.
Which one was that?
Riser.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was
Is
small
it?
though. It was really small.
I just bought a playmat off Matt.
Which one?
The Gold Paladin.
What's your
His name? The King. I forgot his name.
Oh, Alfred, okay.
Yeah, King Alfred.
How much you pay for it? 5, 10, 15?
5.
Okay.
Not bad. Might buy me another playmat. But I already have 3, so I don't know yet. I have Pokemon, the Anime St. Louis one, and the Vanguard one.
Okay, so looks like a lot of exciting things for Vanguard coming up. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk about more of that stuff on the upcoming podcast. I think we're going to shift into our next set of things here. I know a lot of you guys we're not really anime fans, right? Do you have any anime fans in this? Well, other than the usual?
I am, but I'm gonna be heading off soon.
Okay, so just go ahead and drop off whenever you want to. I guess we'll talk about the new spring season. So the new anime is basically like 4 seasons. There's more anime with each kind of season that comes. The spring season of anime has just started with the beginning of April, give or take the second week. A lot of nice shows airing. Anyone who's watching anything, what shows are you excited for or excited about? Why?
Seraph No End. I'm really excited for it. It looks fucking
Not bad.
awesome.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, let me give a shout out to me and Minter's favorite best friend anime, Yaomushi Grand Pedal. Okay,
Yeah.
amazing
Good last
anime.
season.
Did so well. It was my first sports anime. I loved it. It was awesome, and it's gotten me into sports anime because it's just cool to see someone rise from nothing to being a badass.
0 to hero, just like that.
So what's it about for the people who haven't watched it?
What? Which one? Seraph or Yaomushi?
Well, Yaomushi, but then you go into Seraph.
Okay, so Yaomushi is basically about a kid named Onada who wants to become like a biker, but he kind of is like a scared little pussy. But he tries to join the anime club, and the anime club is like shutting down his school. So he basically meets one of a all-star middle school bike rider who is going into his first year in high school, and he tells him about the bike club, like, hey, you should stop by, join. So they give him a tryout, and he basically it's basically about a kid who wants to be a biker, but it's just like it's like a nerd, I guess. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a good way. I don't know how to say too much without giving away like key parts of the anime. So, a lot of shit happens.
Just good with bikes.
Yeah,
and anime.
it's good with bikes, and they have they're fast. Check it out. Anyways, the Rav No End's dope. Basically because I mean, I don't really know too much about it already, but there's like vampires and like him and his brother. Well, the human race gets infected with some type of virus, and so the vampires kidnap them because they're under the age of 13 and it doesn't affect them. So basically, like, yeah. So they go there and then shit pops off. So,
Very detailed. So, anyone else have anything? Even name shows that have already been talked about. We got more to talk about.
Revival of the F. DBZ. I know some people are waiting for that movie.
yeah, they're Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah. They retcon a lot of the old DBZ stuff.
What?
They with the new Battle of the Gods movie, didn't they retcon most of the older stuff?
Yeah. It wasn't really, it was mostly jokes, but I think this one is getting more serious, like the old ones, so they can, because Frieza's coming back.
Yeah, so it's like doing some interesting things with DBZ there. Katie, are you watching anything this season?
Well, I'm generally not actually up on like what the season. I just pick up whatever I find. But I did hear that they're they're making a continuation of the old Digimon,
Yeah,
and I am really interested in that.
I heard about that. Hell yeah.
A lot of they're playing on a lot of nostalgia with that. Honestly, if you guys watch or ever pull up the old Digimon,
It's trash.
it doesn't age well.
No.
No, it does not.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they have it on Netflix, and I skipped the whole first original and went to the second season
Oh yeah.
because I like the second season better than the first one. I mean, the first one was cool and all, but second season with these eggs and shit, that was cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that season too. That's the season I really started off with when I was a kid.
Okay. Solo, talk about some series you're interested in.
Let's see here. This spring season of anime brings forth a lot of good shows that I am very excited to watch. But for the sake of this podcast, I'd like to talk about: is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Yep. It's short for danmachi, or it's long for danmachi. Danmachi is short for is it wrong? But
You got in a dungeon.
Yep. It takes place in a fictional world, and the main feature place is our dungeons, which is kind of like video game dungeons, where if you dungeon crawl in it, you fight monsters and you collect loot and whatever. So people of this fictional world, they join up in groups called familias, which are just essentially clans, per se. And everybody, to make a living, they go into dungeons and fight monsters. And they serve in their familia under gods or goddesses, rather. So, and our main character serves Hestia, goddess of the hearth. And the show revolves around this guy, as an underdog, trying to bring glory and prosperity to his own familia.
And also get laid.
Yeah, I guess that too. And this show, I think, really sparked, I guess, quite an uproar. Not an uproar, but a lot of popularity on the internet with its blue ribbon fiasco.
Blue
Yeah,
ribbon.
tell us about that blue ribbon.
Well, Hestia, which the main character serves, is, I guess, can be categorized as a lolly. That's debatable,
No.
but she's a very busty lolly. Um, And then she, to accentuate her breasts, she ties a blue ribbon under her.
Solo, screen share us some pictures of what this Hestia looks like.
Yes.
For the sake of the audience, for the public, I shall do everyone a favor. Let's see. Type in Hestia on Google, and sure enough, the first thing we see is not the anime Hestia. But let's see here. Let's start by screen sharing. First thing on the list is women in Japan tying ribbons under their breasts. Let's see here. Hestia Danmachi. Let's see what that pulls up. Images, and then let's go with this one. So this image right here that I just pulled up, it's the main character talking to a very teary-eyed Hestia. But that's what she looks like. People can debate whether or not she's a lolly or not. It will be a philosophical debate of the ages.
Why is she a lolly in the first place, Jason?
I guess she has. She's considerably shorter than the main character, and that's one factor.
Like most girls to most men.
Yeah, I guess so. But that's just one small factor.
They actually call her Lily in the show.
Really?
Yeah, they call her Big Boobs Lily.
Oh, there you have it. There you have it.
Oh. Okay.
Like her buddies.
You didn't know that, Solo?
I didn't quite pay attention to that because I was paying attention to other stuff.
He was watching something else at that part.
Yeah, sure enough.
Sure enough.
But yeah, that's the one anime I'm really excited. But just verging, sort of going off topic a little bit, but still in a realm of nerdiness. Did anyone watch this new Star Wars trailer, The Force Awakens?
Oh yeah.
That was it came out just a few hours ago, and man, it's blowing up all over the internet.
Mm.
Yeah, that's off topic.
Blowing up in my face.
What are your opinions on that trailer?
I kind of teared up from Han Solo.
Oh, yeah.
The Han Solo cameo at the end.
Has everybody watched that trailer?
Yeah.
No.
Well, watch it.
Yep, and for the viewers out there, if you haven't seen it, go see it.
It wasn't as good as the 1977 trailer, but still
Well, that's
I
why I
haven't
didn't.
even seen that one. So we're good.
Surprised. I don't want to ruin anything you talk to the actual damn movie.
you can't ruin it from this trailer.
Oh,
It's a J.J. Abrams trailer.
Free
That
blown.
means there's nothing on it.
Well, y'all, I'm heading out. I gotta work in the morning. If y'all going to Eddie's tomorrow, see you there.
All right, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Peace out.
See you tomorrow, Jacob.
All right, so yeah, the Star Wars trailer is pretty interesting. We try not to spoil anything because Kitty doesn't want to be spoiled.
It was good. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting trailer to check out. So going back on topic a little bit, what is your maybe we'll have Solo speak a bit more since this is the segment he has shit to talk about. But so what about you, Mercenary? What's your anticipated shows this season and why?
I like Triple B, Battle, Blood, Barriers.
Okay, but tell us a little bit what it's about according to you.
Well, seems to be about a guy freezes up when a immensely powerful alien presence comes and offers eyes to be their observer in the world. His sister pays the price for it. And so he sort of has to deal with the guilt and a couple of other things. But also, it's sort of one of those shows like K, which exists because the rule of cool is real. A lot of cool fight scenes, a lot of crazy peeps, a lot of cool abilities, highly artistically animated. All kinds of great stuff. Really worthwhile. Watch. I thought the music was okay. Definitely, if you like Baccano and you like the fights, Duara, not Duara per se, but definitely Baccano. I felt Baccano was the stronger of the two. It's sort of it's good. It's worth your time. Partly because of the fights, partly because of the animation, partly also because there isn't enough stuff that isn't just crazy and cool because, well, things need to be crazy cool. If everything's some sort of like harem anime or some sort of thing that says war is bad, and it's like they've been saying that since the 1970s. It feels good to watch that sort of show.
Just a fun show.
A lot of feel good, essentially.
Feels.
Okay.
Feel good.
Yeah, certainly. Makuto, what's your most anticipated show or shows this season?
Well, I got a couple shows. The first thing, though, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Wheeler's show. Very, very good. He picked a good one. But he did miss a few key points. The main focus of the story happens in New York, and there's like a temporal vortex that happens, and then New York is like mixed with another world. So there's like demons and monsters kind of living together with human beings, and it kind of takes place in the aftermath. So everyone's kind of cool with it already, where they just walk around like, oh, this guy's got squid face, who cares? And then all the other stuff that Wheeler said happens. So just to kind of backtrack there a little bit. But that is a really good show. My main show I'm watching is the Yuki, Disappearance of Yuki. Definitely my favorite character from Haruhi. So I'm glad she got her own anime from a spinoff. I'm really excited about that right now.
What's it about?
What's it about? Has anyone seen the Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya movie from back in, I can't remember when it came out, 2011 or so. But it's that world, but as if it was real. So Yuki's no longer an alien. Haruhi's not the god of the universe. She just living her life trying to get Kyon to notice her, I guess. So it's interesting if you like the drama-y kind of shows. It's pretty much what I'm watching just to kind of cool down from all the action and cool stuff from the other shows. But I like the manga, and Yuki's my favorite character, so definitely interested in that. I'm also watching Sound and Phonium, also a really good show about music, except they haven't played any music yet.
Or any good music, rather.
Yeah. I'm just kind of waiting for them to start playing music, I guess. Because the first episode, it kind of started when they were at the end of a concert, so we didn't get to hear the concert. And then the second episode, they just talked the whole time. But I do like the Sapphire character. She's pretty cool. Obviously, she's more of the lowliest character, I guess you could say. She's the shortest. But whatever, she's funny. And she plays the cello, so great character. But as for anything else, I can't really think of anything else this season, other than stuff I've already been watching, like Detective Conan, etc., and all the other great shows. But yeah, I think that's all I'm looking forward to right now. So we'll see what comes out and stands out as a good show later on in the season.
Okay. So anyone have? I guess Katie dropped off too. Solo. Any other shows you're interested in?
I know we briefly mentioned Seraph of the End. I don't know how you guys pronounced it, but it's actually pronounced Seraph. Or in Japanese, Owari no Serafu. I will say I like that anime as well, but not just because of the story plot itself, which is pretty nice. I mean, you have your main character who is, I guess, enslaved by the vampires, and then he escapes, but escapes alone while all his other friends are left abandoned and dead because
He
of
like
the vampires.
slaughtered, right?
Yeah. And
That's-
so this 12-year-old, he manages to escape, but meets up with remaining human survivors who happen to dedicate their lives to destroying demons and vampires as well. So our main character dedicates his life as well to destroy vampires, but currently, as of now, he's stuck in high school or something
Yeah, he's like a scrub.
as a probation because he fucked up. um, but the one reason why I really enjoy this anime is because of the uniforms that they get to wear. I've never cosplayed before, but if I ever do want to start, that would be the uniform I would want to wear.
Well, why don't you
I agree with you with that.
screenshot some of those uniform
If
pics?
I see a jacket at the con, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
Probably have
thanks.
one. Yeah.
Let's screenshot that. Seraph no end. Uniform.
State alchemist. I don't know.
Yeah. Previously, I thought about being a state alchemist, but that's just old school. But
I like it. I like the shakeout.
yeah. What's just happening right here? Let me just pull it back. Yep. So green undertones with black on top. I really enjoy it. Really like it. And yes, I do agree. Mercenary King of the hat. It's very, very cool.
It's not on Attack on Titan good, but it's getting there.
Oh man, that's so overrated. Attack on Titan. Jesus.
Yeah.
You see everybody wearing that shit.
This is so cheap.
You have a problem with Attack on Titan Soul?
Not really. It's just that, I mean, don't call me a hipster or anything, but everyone's wearing it. At least
Yeah,
when
they
it
sell
was
those
when it was
jackets
popular.
everywhere.
When it was popular, everyone was wearing it.
The jackets.
It looks like I'm
and
so
those
edgy.
little
Look at
cloak
me.
things.
Solo's gonna wear it in 5 years. It's not popular. You'll show.
Yeah, give it 5 years, I guess, and maybe I'll be bored with Seraph at the end.
Now they probably wear those Akatsuki jackets. Because they're going out of style too.
So I will. I guess I'll talk about some of my anticipated shows. I mean, certainly I do like the My Youth Romantic Comedy season 2. It's pretty good stuff going there. Really not going to talk too much about it. Basically, this really cynical guy, his thoughts on life, and just kind of how he goes through life that way. And I guess it's kind of supposed to be romance, sort of. Like, the girls seem somewhat interested in him, but it's not really made clear. And really, that's not the main focus of it anyway. What's most interesting is his, the way he deals with situations, which are, not really the normal way to do it. Some other things that have not really been talked about, Arslan Senki. It's an adaptation by the Full Metal Alchemist Silver Spoon creator, and it's her adaptation of the Arslan books, The Heroic Legend of Arslan. And it's basically a Persian-based fantasy. Really interesting there. I'm not sure if everyone's watched it yet or anything.
Yeah,
I've seen it. It was alright.
Certainly a lot of action.
yeah. When I first watched it, I was like, man, this anime style looks really.
Familiar?
Thought to myself, yeah. What did I say?
You didn't say anything.
Looks really what?
Yeah.
Did I just leave it off? Just looks really.
Yes.
Yes.
Really? Did I? Well, you get what I mean. Looks really familiar. And it just, came to my mind. Hey, Full Metal Alchemist. Oh. But yeah, it looks really cool.
Certainly a very interesting show. A lot of cool ideas in there. It is based off of existing source material, though. But frankly, she's that author that kind of escapes me at this point. Though she's really good. She pumps out a lot of interesting shows and works, certainly. And what is it? Food Wars. Didn't hear anyone really talk about that.
I forgot about that one. It's so good though.
What's some of our thoughts on this?
If one word were to describe it, it would be orgasmic. In more ways than one.
Foodgasmic.
I like
Foodgasmic.
and I like war. Pretty good.
Combination of food and war.
Pretty good.
And the only reason why you would describe it as orgasmic is because if you eat their food, you will literally jizz in your pants. And that's what all of the characters have experienced after eating the main character's food.
Primarily female, I might add.
Primary female.
Dudes.
There were some dudes though. But the main target are the females.
I mean, the dudes were like more side characters though than anything. The females had more of a role in the show. But it's kind of like a battle show with food, essentially. The animation budget looks really good. The food looks kind of tantalizing for being animation.
It is really hard to do good food in anime.
Yeah, I
They
think
just don't usually care.
Or they just say, this looks delicious. And it's like, no.
if you were an anime character, you'd think it looked good this was.
I don't have a response to that.
Damn right.
2D girls.
I mean,
2D girls.
you're vaguely right, sure. But at the same time, like, why can't they have, like, the meat surrounding the bone thing that everyone eats? I want it so bad.
Talking about like a drumstick?
What are you talking about? A ham?
I think he's talking about a drumstick.
Okay, so Food Wars, Plastic Memories. I really enjoyed that. I believe it's an anime original about androids in the somewhat near future, and essentially, these androids have souls. After give or take a 9-10 year lifespan, they start kind of, I guess, losing themselves. They haven't really explained what happens then. I imagine they kind of die, lose personality, or go berserk or something. But it's supposed to be a somewhat romance story. But this guy, I think he's fresh out of college, joins this company, and his goal is to be one of the people who goes around and actually collects the androids that are about to expire, essentially. So he goes around and does that, but he's paired up with somebody, and he's paired up with an android itself, which we found out is going to expire herself soon. And I think it's supposed to be his kind of love story with that, but I really don't see a way for it not to end tragically.
Not if everyone does their job.
yeah. So it's probably going to end tragically. Not the kind of ending I really want, but I mean, really, we'll see how the story plays out. It is an anime original, I believe, so there's a lot of room to do things. Then, of course, let's see. There is.
Oh yeah, your cheats.
Yeah, I'm just kind of look through my list real fast. And you sound Euphonia, which already been talked about. Mika Guren Gakuin Kuniyoko, which you can basically think of it as a story of a crazy girl enrolled at a boarding school for the superpowered, or the story of a crazy girl committed to an insane asylum.
Oh yeah, we saw one episode of that. I'm still on the fence.
Either reading works. Basically, she's a really hyper energy girl who is in this superpower school, I guess. Not really a lot has been shown of it. It's fairly, well, most of these shows we've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes of anyway. Looks really interesting. It's just like Mercenary King was talking about. It's one of those crazy shows that we don't seem to get a lot in anime, according to him right now. So maybe something he wants to check out. He would like to check out as well. I personally think it's a pretty fun show at this point. And certainly for those looking for just crazy things that are can only happen in anime, so to say. So it's definitely a fun-looking series there. Is there anything else anyone would like to add about shows this season?
Knights of Sidonia season 2. I remember from season 1 it left off with a cliffhanger. I think the main protagonist's female interest or whatever had a Sarah Kerrigan-esque situation happened upon her.
Yep.
And then so now I think we get to see more of her rise to power, I guess, in this season. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Many of Tsutomu Nihei's like writings, like Ura Butcher sort of like wants to take things and he likes it, artistic and all that jazz, and then people start dying. But then Tsutomu Nihei has like he's killed off a lot of his protagonists, or like one person remains at the end of the story or something ridiculous like that. He's mellowed out since in Sidonia, but he often talks about communication and like how people communicate, how enemies should communicate, how everyone should communicate, and while the other person may still want to kill you, it's better because now you can speak with them. You know what I mean?
They can be reasoned with or whatever.
Yeah, they can be reasoned with. You can. They're not just some entity that's trying to kill you. Like throughout Sidonia, the Ghana, they're constantly threatening them. They're this inhuman alien menace. That's sort of like driving most of the plot.
Yeah, so, his works are pretty interesting. Generally considered very dark, though.
Sci-fi.
Like dark sci-fi. I don't know what's the wording for that.
Grimdark.
Grimdark.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, a lot of his works are like that. I actually felt, in a sense, Terraform Wars felt like it could be one of his works, at least at times. Not the overarching story, but at times.
Which anime?
The story, not really the anime. Terraform Wars.
Oh right, yeah.
The cockroach anime.
Yeah, probably at times with really bad. What is it censoring? Okay. So we have any kind of other opinions or topics on anime this season that you guys want to talk about?
Fresh out.
Makuto?
Kind of good.
I don't know. Kind of want to get everyone's opinion on the. I can't remember what the company is, but they're doing the broadcast dubs.
Funimation.
Funimation, yeah. I remember. I know Vu made a post about it on Facebook, but I don't know. Just wanted to see what people thought about the quality and how they're gonna try to compete with that. Just with most people are watching subs now anyway, and now they're doing these broadcast dubs on what is it, 290 or something. So I don't know.
Okay, so a little history on that for the other guys here. Broadcast dubs, basically a couple weeks after the series ends, begins rather. Funimation mainly starts dubbing from the first episode. So in a sense, you basically have although a few weeks behind from Japan, you have dubs that air essentially. Some of the main gripes that we've seen with this is that Funimation generally uses the same set or same like one or two studios of voice actors. So you're gonna get a lot of they may be good, but they don't really shift as many different tones. So they generally have the same voices. I think there was a post by Makuto about this on the Facebooks about just like the tonal range of just English voices in general. It's just not as vast as.
Yeah, they just use their same voices.
Yeah. So you have a character that's like, say you have a gosh, what is a famous voice actress or actor?
Spike Spiegel, or what's his name?
Spike Spencer?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Spike Spencer will sound like Spike Spencer no matter what character he's playing, essentially.
Yeah.
Like
So
Keanu Reeves playing Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it works if you get an actor who just needs to be played by Keanu Reeves. Nothing else will do.
But yeah, I kind of feel like that's the problem with a lot of American voice overs, as it turns out, or ends up being kind of like a voice or like a typecast type thing where, like it started, I think, mostly with Disney animation, where they're just like, well, we'll just get, like Patrick Stewart play this, and then just have his voice, and he's just out cool and stuff like that, instead of getting someone that could do the voice and make it sound interesting. So now the animation people are kind of doing the same thing, where they're just like, well, this guy sounds like this type of character, and so then we're just gonna cast him for this type of character every time, just in different animes. Which I feel seems kind of dull, or just hearing the same people over and over again.
Yeah, I'd like for them to mix things up a bit and hire other voice actors for it. It would mean more competition, I guess. But if you keep hiring the same voice actor, it's pretty much all the same. And which is why I much highly prefer subs over dubs, because of just the dubbing quality I'm not too impressed with.
I feel that seems to be there's some actors like Joe DiMaggio who just sort of goes throughout everything, and then there's Bruce Timm and a few others. The Mark Hamill's always good for a villain or a side character. There's some people who sure, there's a bit of typecasting going on, but at the same time, the quality of it doesn't really they're doing it well. We Western animation for the last I want to say before 2001, maybe even after 2001, like into 2005 and 7, had no voice acting worth a damn anywhere. There was Mark Hamill in the Joker and as the Joker, and sort of the Batman Superman animated series, and into the Justice League, and that worked out. And it mostly kept a cadre of excellent voice actors. The problem is that it was just a cadre of voice actors. It wasn't an entire industry. Now, I have a friend who wants to get into voice acting. He has friends who also want to get into voice acting. I think we've got a new generation growing up and developing their talents as voice actors, but they're not here yet. So while we have our characters with sort of the same guy, and it's like, oh, it's that guy, I like him, we still have people coming in next. I figure that what you're complaining about will only be for the season. Not literally for the season, but for a passing time. And then in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll see much more variety.
I sure hope so.
But I feel like back in the day, like the 70s and 80s, if you think of people like Frank Oz, and I don't really know that many, but Frank Oz and Jim Henson, when they played different characters, they sounded like different characters. They were doing voiceovers, but they didn't use their same voice for every single person they played. They can have different people, and you just kind of recognize them as different characters. You would have to know that they did those voices for you to even notice. And I just feel like we don't have that anymore.
Yeah, and that would, you're sort of agreeing with what I'm saying, is that once Jim Henson died, once the golden age of Disney passed away and died, we haven't had anything except in a small cadre. But even then, I think mostly people are just it's not the actors' faults. There's this great video. Let me see if I can find it again, where a bunch of different voice actors get together and read the script from Disney in their various voices. Obviously these are characters that they played it, but they're all different. Like there's one that goes Black Kenobi, and he does this fantastic like black voice. It's like it's just something about it. And then you have like Maurice something or other who did Pinky and the Brain back in the day. Kids WB was a big collector of them, where he did his voice, and then he has this operatic voice, and he has a lesser voice. And I think part of the thing is that the Japanese voices are foreign, but also it's sort of a different culture, because I still hear the same voices throughout. If I finally pick up enough to recognize it, like Suzumiya Harui's voice, I just sort of noticed her in the same sort of things. Like I saw, not like a crazy, ultra powerful, whatever chick who's unmake the world if she's bored enough, which I've never really been okay with. I would say, okay, I know that voice. Same with like, I'm sure that there are voice actresses who specialize in harem shows. You know what I mean? I'm sure that there are voice actors and actresses who are also typecast. And quite frankly, most of the Japanese voice actors I don't recognize. Like, I vaguely recognize the name of Harui's voice actor when I hear her, because I like her singing. And so I listen to a couple of her songs from the show and other things. But other than that, Japanese voice actress number 1, Japanese voice actress number 2. Oh, that was Nagisa in Clanat, excuse me. That was, what's her name? And Ayu Ayu in Canon. You know what I mean? It's, you put the passion into watching anime, and you know your voice actresses. I don't know my voice actresses, and your complaints that you're telling me are complaints that I fling right back at Japan. I do not know these voice actresses, and I cannot spend the brain power, or I will not spend the brain power, to understand the nuances. So to me, dubs is as good as dubs, and I prefer dubs because it's in my own language. It makes things more accessible to me, and I can actually enjoy the art rather than look at the bottom of the screen.
I can understand that, but the thing is, it's the quality or the different songs that people can make. Like when you were saying, like Pink and the Brain guy and stuff like that, like those guys are good. Like they can do different voices, and that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. A lot of the anime these days, it's just the same people doing the same voices. I watch anime A and anime B, and the same three main characters are the same three main characters in anime B.
Same one voice guy.
Yeah, it's like the same voices. But for Japanese shows, not even that there's just more, they have more voice actors and voice actresses out there. It's when you do hear and see the same people, they don't sound exactly the same, is what I'm getting at. Not just that it's a different kind of language, it's more that they sound differently. Like they used to do in English animation, back in the WB days, back in Pinky and the Brain, and stuff like that. Like what you're saying is exactly what I'm saying, except just the problem is anime today, they don't have that in America. They just have generic voices, and that's what I'm saying is the problem, is they need to get less generic voices and start getting people that can change their voice depending on the character instead of just being typecast for certain things.
Yeah, and I'm one of the ones who watched the 4Kids dub, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious and enjoyed it very much. And it got me into One Piece and whatnot. And I still compare it to the new dub that's out, and I feel that maybe. I mean, you watch plenty of anime, but maybe you haven't seen the right American things, or maybe there's some sort of perspective that I have that you don't. Somewhere in there we're agreeing, but I feel that we're on opposite, and we have most of the same points, but I feel that we have some different perspective that I just can't think of what it is. You know what I mean? I think for me, we do have, and I think our English dub movies, have done a lot better than our shows. I'll agree with you there.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel that when Ghibli comes onto the field, they can pull up the best talent. Like in Castle in the Sky, you have a whole bunch of people, a couple of newcomers as the main characters, interestingly enough. And then you have like Mark Hamill as this villain with this unemotional voice, and maybe you can compare that to how he did the Joker, which was, laughing and emotional and all that jazz. And I feel that there is a range in there, but maybe I don't know if the fault lies with the voice actors. Maybe it lies with the studio direction or some other thing that just sort of rips it apart. Because Keanu Reeves, he's not. You don't really watch a Keanu Reeves movie for the drama. Well, I mean, there is one Keanu Reeves movie you watch for the drama, and it's a Shakespeare play where he plays the villain, who is as unemotional as he is. But you watch it for the action.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that in certain movies like The Matrix or I need to see John Wick, but in certain movies that I've seen with him in it, if Keanu Reeves had not been acting as Keanu Reeves, it wouldn't have been as pleasant for me. Like, it would have taken me out somehow.
Yeah, like I feel that's the main thing with a lot of American like movies and stuff. Like when I watch a Bruce Willis movie, I watch it because Bruce Willis is in it, and I want to see Bruce Willis act as Bruce Willis, stuff like that. But I just feel like with anime, I kind of want there to be more range. That's all I'm saying. I just like more range.
And I think we'll get there.
Yeah. I mean, once I feel like this first couple seasons of the broadcast dubs are going to be a little rough, but I feel once they get a lot more voice actors and actresses and a lot of people in the field and maybe expand it that way, maybe that'll help. Once they start doing it more, I think that will help a lot. But at this moment, I don't think it's that great.
And even then, it's not so much like it's not as bad as it could be. Like, this could always be worse.
Yeah.
And it has been worse. It's just we're waiting for something better, not so far off.
Uh-huh. I am glad they're getting a lot more current stuff out there faster. It's better than waiting, years and years to watch something in English. It's good to see they're trying to get it out faster. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So certainly broadcast dubs has a lot of the pros and cons. I think we've tried to play a little bit of it. I think either Makuto or Qual really did not like it, so we had to turn it off. I think it started with Psychopaths 2, I believe, which was a fairly good show to start it off with. I mean, it's really popular. Any opinions on broadcast dubs, Solo, on your side?
Hopefully there'll be more demand for voice actors, and maybe I can finally get in on that voice acting gig.
Even try?
That's all I have to say for
that. Yeah, so really a lot of interesting discussion here. I really like when we go on tangents of these type of subjects. It's really what these conversations are for. Like broadcast up and strong opinions and conflicting opinions, really. Kind of talk about your sides. I'm sure both of you guys have really good points there. Maybe like Wheeler seeing something in the English dubs that Makuto's not, and Makuto's understanding something with the tonal things in the Japanese that Wheeler's not. There's really kind of a lot of conflicting things there, and valid points on both sides. And I'm sure you could argue this till till the world ends about who's right and whatever. But really, at the end of the day, I think that broadcast does is a sign that the industry, at least in English, is really strengthening. Because you're looking back 10 years ago, this kind of thing, Japan would have never allowed it to happen. But we've gone more digital. Crunchyroll took a long time to really take off, and now it's a very respected source.
Yeah, they have Conan now, so they're good.
I don't know about that, but
anyone with Conan is good in my book.
So, certainly a lot of cool things there. I think that our podcast here has gone on quite a long time. Thanks for anyone who's enjoyed listening to one of these. Well, I'm not sure when the next one's going to be.
Whenever we feel like it. At this point.
Whenever the stars align.
But hopefully, yeah, we can churn out some more stuff. Wait, is Ash going through technical difficulties?
Again.
Wow, just at the end of the show, too.
Drift up.
Since I guess he's gone, do you guys want to wrap things up from here?
Yeah, sure, we'll wrap things up.
Alright.
Give me a beat, Jason. I think it's just you and me. Alright, guys.
Well, shit. Well, thank you for watching, you guys. Thanks for sitting still. And hopefully you guys will join us around for our next chat.
Yeah, look forward to my state of play. We'll be unboxing some Enigma stuff, as well as show off some decks you can make with it, along with some tricks. I think that'll be interesting. That sort of thing. I'll also be, after that, working on my Bermuda deck and just showing off how Stride might affect how you build a deck and some other things. All right. Just stop watching now. Stop it.
Like right
Stop
now.
watching.
Like right now.
What now? Right now. I have no idea. Jason. Jason,
Yeah?
we should talk about serious things now that Boo's gone. And he won't mock us.
What happened?
Jason, what is it like to love? Jason, no, I'm kidding.
What is it like to love? It's a very
Is it-
nice feeling, Ben.
Uh-huh.
Have someone dependent on you, and you dependent on them.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
I wonder if I will ever love sometime.
Hey man, it'll happen eventually. I mean, you probably won't feel it, but it'll happen. Just gotta treat people right, and hopefully they'll treat you right. And if they don't, well, there's plenty of other fish in the sea.
There is, Jason. It's so wise.
Yeah. Looks like what's going on? Well, looks like we're done. I think we can leave now.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to leave.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
be here forever.
all right. Well, you do that.
Yeah.
Later, Ben.
See you around.
Facts.